What happens when a narcissist makes a chosen one cry? Hey, beautiful souls, have you ever felt like you were always the one giving love, support, and kindness? But some people just took advantage of it. Maybe they made you feel small, unworthy, or even brought you to tears. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because this message is for you. You see, chosen ones have hearts full of light. You love deeply, you care genuinely, and you always try to uplift others. But sometimes that light attracts the wrong people. People like narcissists. These people feed off your energy, your love, and yes, even your pain. They try to break you, and when they succeed in making you cry, they think they've won. But here's what they don't know. A chosen one's tears are powerful. They're not a sign of weakness. They're the beginning of something unstoppable. When a chosen one cries, the universe listens. Those tears water the seeds of your transformation, and soon you rise, stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. Trust me, when you make a comeback, the same people who tried to break you will be shocked. So stick around, because in this video, we're diving deep into what really happens when a narcissist makes a chosen one cry. You'll learn how your pain becomes your power and why no one should ever underestimate your strength. And hey, if you've ever felt misunderstood, if you know you're different and special, you're not alone. Join our community of chosen ones. Show some love in the comments and stay till the end, because your story matters. Let's grow and rise together. When a chosen one cries, it's not like anyone else's tears. These tears carry a deeper meaning. They're filled with love, pain, and wisdom. A chosen one's heart is pure and full of light. They care deeply for others, often giving more than they receive. They try to help, heal, and make the world a better place. But sometimes this kindness attracts the wrong people. People who don't appreciate it. People who take advantage of it. And when those people hurt a chosen one, it leaves scars. But here's where things get powerful. When a chosen one feels pain, something incredible happens. That pain doesn't just stay as sadness. It starts a transformation. It's like a seed being planted in the soil. At first, the soil is dark, and the seed feels buried and alone. But with time, that seed grows into a strong, beautiful tree. In the same way, a chosen one's tears water the seeds of their growth. The tears of a chosen one are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of strength. They show that the chosen one has loved deeply, cared truly, and felt everything with an open heart. And when that heart breaks, it doesn't stay broken. It rebuilds itself, stronger and wiser than before. Imagine fire burning through a forest. It looks like destruction, but after the flames die down, the soil becomes rich and ready for new life. This is exactly what happens when a chosen one cries. Their pain clears away the old and makes space for something new and powerful to grow. So when a chosen one sheds tears, the world should pay attention, because those tears mark the beginning of an unstoppable comeback. The pain that tried to break them only makes them rise higher. And when they do, they shine even brighter than before. A chosen one's light is something rare and beautiful. It's the kind of light that brings warmth, love, and kindness into the world. Chosen ones are full of empathy. They feel other people's pain as if it were their own, and they always try to help, heal, and uplift those around them. But sometimes this light attracts the wrong kind of attention. Narcissists see that light, and they want it, not because they admire it, but because they want to control it. They are drawn to the warmth of a chosen one's empathy, like moths to a flame. But instead of appreciating that light, they try to dim it. They feed off kindness, using love as a weapon and empathy as a weakness. At first, a narcissist may seem charming and caring. They know exactly what to say and how to act to draw a chosen one closer. But slowly, their true colors start to show. They start making the chosen one question their worth. They twist words, play mind games, and drain the very light they were drawn to. Here's where the story changes. A chosen one's light isn't so easily extinguished. Even when the narcissist tries to break them down, that inner glow remains. The pain they experience becomes a lesson, and the betrayal becomes fuel for transformation. The more the narcissist tries to dim the light, the stronger it fights back. And when the chosen one finally sees the truth, when they realize that their empathy is a gift, not a weakness, the tables turn. The light that the narcissist tried to steal becomes a fire they can't control. And in that moment, the chosen one rises, brighter and more powerful than ever before. Evil may be drawn to light, but it can never truly put it out. A chosen one's glow is eternal, and no amount of darkness can take that away. There comes a time when even the strongest hearts reach their breaking point. A chosen one, someone filled with love, empathy, and light, can take a lot of pain. They forgive when others wouldn't. They stay patient when others would walk away. They try to heal even those who hurt them, but there's a limit to how much they can carry. And when that limit is reached, when a chosen one finally breaks, everything changes. At first, a chosen one's breaking point might look like defeat. After all, they've spent so much time giving love and kindness, even when they didn't get it back. They've stayed loyal to people who betrayed them, supported those who never appreciated them, and kept shining their light even in the darkest places. But there's only so much anyone can take. And when the weight of that pain becomes too heavy, the cracks start to show. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. That breaking point, the moment when a chosen one feels like they've lost everything, is actually the beginning of something powerful. You see, when a chosen one breaks, they don't stay broken. Their tears don't just fall, they water the seeds of their transformation. The breaking point is where the old version of them dies. The version that tolerated mistreatment, kept quiet to keep the peace, and gave endless chances to people who never deserved them. And from those broken pieces, a new, stronger version of the chosen one starts to rise. It's like a volcano. For a long time, pressure builds beneath the surface. It stays quiet, holding everything in. But when it finally erupts, the explosion changes everything. The landscape is never the same again. In the same way, when a chosen one reaches their breaking point, the person who emerges from the ashes is unstoppable. This is the moment when they set boundaries, when they stop apologizing for their strength and start standing up for themselves, when they realize that their love and empathy are gifts, and not everyone deserves them. The people who once took advantage of their kindness will be shocked when they see this transformation. And here's the most powerful part. The breaking point doesn't make a chosen one bitter. It makes them wiser. They don't lose their light. They learn how to protect it. They still love, but they love themselves first. They still forgive, but they no longer tolerate disrespect. They still help others, but they no longer sacrifice their own well-being to do it. So when a chosen one breaks, it's not the end of their story, it's the start of their greatest comeback. And the people who tried to break them? They'll be left wondering how their pain created someone so powerful, so unstoppable, and so full of light. When a chosen one sheds tears, the universe takes notice. Those tears aren't ordinary. They carry a weight, a purity, and a power that few people understand. Chosen ones are rare souls filled with love, empathy, and light. They give without expecting anything in return. They forgive even when it hurts. And they try to see the good in everyone, even those who don't deserve it. But when someone pushes a chosen one to the point of tears, something extraordinary happens. Hurting a chosen one is not like hurting anyone else. Their spirit is deeply connected to divine energy. Their pain sends ripples through the universe. And when a narcissist causes that pain, when they manipulate, lie, betray, and break the heart of someone so pure, those tears trigger a powerful spiritual response. At first, the narcissist might feel like they've won. They thrive on control and love to see others broken. They feed off the pain they cause, believing it makes them powerful. But what they don't realize is that those tears are a warning, a sign that they've crossed a line they never should have approached. You see, the universe has a way of protecting chosen ones. Their kindness, patience, and love build up a kind of spiritual armor. And when that armor is pierced, the energy shifts. The pain they feel calls on forces far greater than any human power. This isn't revenge or what it's balance. It's the universe stepping in to correct the wrongs that have been done. Karma moves quietly but swiftly. The narcissist may not see it coming, but it's inevitable. The lies they told start to unravel. The people they manipulated begin to see their true colors. The success they built on deceit starts to crumble. And while the chosen one rises from their pain, stronger and more radiant than ever, the one who caused that pain begins to fall. But here's the most incredible part. The chosen one doesn't even wish for this. They don't seek revenge. They simply focus on healing, growing, and continuing their journey of love and light. And that's why their comeback is so powerful, because it's rooted in grace, not bitterness. So when a chosen one cries, those tears aren't a sign of defeat. They're a signal, one that the universe answers with undeniable force. And the people who cause those tears, they'll soon realize that hurting a chosen one comes with a price no one is prepared to pay. A narcissist's greatest mistake is thinking that a chosen one's kindness is weakness, that their vulnerability makes them easy to control. They see the empathy, patience, and love of a chosen one and assume they've found an easy target. But what they don't realize is that this very vulnerability is where a chosen one's greatest strength lies. Chosen ones love deeply. They care even when others don't. They forgive when others would walk away. And because of this, they often endure more pain than most people ever could. They stay loyal through the storms, hoping to heal and uplift the people around them, even those who hurt them. But there's a limit to what they'll take. And when a narcissist pushes them too far, everything changes. The narcissist thinks they're breaking the chosen one by exploiting their vulnerability. They use manipulation, lies, and emotional games to drain their energy and dim their light. They believe that once the chosen one is hurt enough, they'll become weak and defeated, but they couldn't be more wrong. Here's the truth. A chosen one's vulnerability isn't a weakness. It's their superpower, their ability to feel deeply, love fully, and forgive endlessly gives them a strength most people can't even comprehend. When they finally reach their breaking point, that's when their true power is unleashed. The pain they've endured becomes fuel for their growth. Every betrayal becomes a lesson. Every tear waters the seeds of their transformation. And when they rise from the ashes of that pain, they come back stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than ever before. The narcissist never sees it coming. They mistake kindness for weakness and patience for naivety. But by the time they realize the chosen one's true strength, it's already too late. The chosen one has risen, and their light shines brighter than ever. When a chosen one experiences heartbreak, it may seem like their world is falling apart. The pain cuts deep because they love with their whole heart, give without limits, and believe in the goodness of others, even when that goodness isn't returned. But what the people who hurt them don't realize is this: a chosen one's heartbreak is never the end of their story. It's just the beginning of their transformation. Pain does something powerful to a chosen one. While others might crumble under the weight of betrayal or rejection, a chosen one uses that pain as fuel. They don't stay broken. They rise. Every tear they shed waters the roots of their strength. Every moment of heartbreak becomes a stepping stone toward their greatest comeback. At first, the heartbreak feels unbearable. The people they trusted turned out to be the ones who hurt them the most. The love they gave so freely was taken for granted, and the loyalty they showed was met with betrayal. But instead of becoming bitter, the chosen one begins to awaken. The pain opens their eyes to their own worth. They start to see that not everyone deserves their love, and that protecting their energy is just as important as sharing it. This is where the shift happens. The chosen one stops chasing people who don't value them. They stop trying to fix relationships that only drain them, and instead of pouring their love into those who take it for granted, they start pouring it into themselves. They heal, they grow, they transform, and when they come back, they're unstoppable. The kindness is still there, but now it's guarded by wisdom. The love is still strong, but now it's given more carefully, and the light they carry shines even brighter because it's no longer dimmed by the wrong people. This is the power of a chosen one. They turn their deepest pain into their greatest strength. And their comeback? It's a force no one can ignore. There's something different about chosen ones. Something you can't always see, but you can definitely feel. It's the energy they carry, the light they radiate, and the sense of peace and wisdom that surrounds them. But beyond that, there's an unseen protection around them. A spiritual shield that most people don't even realize exists. And when someone tries to hurt a chosen one, they aren't just messing with an ordinary person. They're going up against forces far greater than they understand. Chosen ones are deeply connected to divine energy. Their souls have a higher purpose, and they often walk a path of love, kindness, and healing. Because of this, they are guided and protected by powerful spiritual forces, or want to call it God, the universe, ancestors, or angels. This protection isn't always obvious, but it's always there. It watches, it waits, and when harm comes their way, it steps in. When someone mistreats a chosen one, when they lie, betray, manipulate, or break their heart, they're not just hurting that person, they're disturbing the balance of something much bigger. And the consequences, they're not just emotional or physical, they're spiritual. This is why hurting a chosen one often brings unexpected fallout. Relationships fall apart, opportunities slip away, peace turns into chaos. It's not about revenge, it's about balance. The universe corrects the wrong by removing what no longer aligns with truth and love. The chosen one doesn't even need to lift a finger. They focus on healing, on rising, on continuing their journey. And while they grow stronger, those who tried to dim their light start to face the very darkness they created. So when someone crosses a chosen one, they're not just messing with them. They're inviting consequences from realms they can't even see. And those consequences? They always come. When a chosen one is hurt, it may seem like nothing happens at first. The narcissist thinks they've won. They see the tears, the heartbreak, the silence, and they believe they've broken the chosen one. But what they don't realize is that something far greater is already in motion. The universe is watching, and when a chosen one is wronged, the universe always steps in. Chosen ones are connected to a higher purpose. They carry light, love, and wisdom, and that light is part of the balance of the world. When someone tries to dim that light, it creates a ripple far beyond the physical realm. It disrupts the spiritual balance. And the universe doesn't just sit back and watch, it acts. At first, the response is subtle. Doors start closing for the narcissist. Relationships become strained. Peace turns into chaos. But the longer they continue their destructive behavior, the stronger the response becomes. What they put out, the manipulation, the lies, the cruelty, starts coming back to them. It's karma in action, and there's no escaping it. But here's the twist. The chosen one doesn't have to do anything. They don't need revenge. They don't even need to wish harm. They simply focus on their healing, their growth, and their purpose. And as they rise, the universe removes everything and everyone that tried to hold them down. Meanwhile, the narcissist watches their worlds slowly fall apart, not understanding that the very pain they caused is now returning to them. The universe aligns in favor of the chosen one, protecting them and pushing them toward their destiny. And the narcissist? They're left to face the consequences of their own actions. So when a chosen one is hurt, the narcissist should be afraid, because when the universe steps in, there's no mercy. When a chosen one breaks down, it's not just a moment of pain. It's the beginning of something extraordinary. Those tears, that heartbreak, the moments of silence when they feel lost and defeated, it's all part of a much bigger transformation. What looks like their lowest point is actually the foundation of their greatest breakthrough. Chosen ones love deeply and feel everything with intensity. So when they're betrayed, manipulated, or broken, the pain cuts straight to their soul. But here's the thing, that kind of pain doesn't destroy them. It awakens them. Every tear they shed washes away the illusions. Every heartbreak cracks open the walls around their spirit. And in that vulnerable state, they find a truth they couldn't see before. It's in the breakdown that they start to realize their own power. They see the strength they've always had, but never fully claimed. They understand their worth in a way they never did before. And they begin to let go of everything and everyone that no longer serves their higher purpose. The awakening happens slowly at first. One day, they stop apologizing for being who they are. They set boundaries without fear. They choose themselves, their peace, their growth, their light. And as they rise, they become unstoppable. The same vulnerability that once made them an easy target becomes their greatest weapon. The people who tried to break them never see this coming. They thought the breakdown was the end, but it was just the beginning. The chosen one emerges stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. Their light shines even brighter because it's no longer dimmed by pain or fear. This is why you should never underestimate a chosen one's tears, because after the breakdown comes the breakthrough, and when they rise for good. Narcissists thrive on control. They feed on pain, manipulation, and the emotional reactions they provoke in others. When a chosen one cries, the narcissist sees it as a victory, a sign that their words and actions have broken someone strong. But what they don't realize is that a chosen one's tears are different. These tears don't make them weak, they make them unstoppable. A chosen one's pain isn't like anyone else's. It doesn't just sit there festering in bitterness or fear. Their pain transforms. Every tear carries a lesson. Every heartbreak becomes fuel for growth. While the narcissist watches, thinking they've won, something powerful is already happening beneath the surface. The chosen one is evolving. At first, the narcissist feels powerful. They see the sadness, the silence, the vulnerability. and they mistake it for defeat. But slowly they start to sense a shift. The chosen one becomes more distant, more focused. The things that used to trigger them no longer have the same effect. The light that the narcissist tried so hard to dim starts shining even brighter. This is where the narcissist begins to lose their grip. Chosen ones don't stay broken. Their pain becomes their awakening. They start setting boundaries, protecting their peace, and walking away from people who drain their energy. The more they heal, the less control the narcissist has. And when the chosen one finally rises, they do so with a strength and clarity that leaves the narcissist powerless. The tables turn in a way the narcissist never expected. The chosen one's transformation exposes the narcissist's true weakness, their inability to destroy something divinely protected. And as the chosen one steps into their power, the narcissist is left with nothing but the emptiness of their own reflection. When a chosen one is hurt, the world might see them fall, but that fall is never the end of their story. It's just the beginning of a transformation so powerful, it leaves everyone speechless. Like the mythical phoenix, a chosen one doesn't just heal from the ashes of their pain. They rise, stronger, wiser, and more radiant than ever before. At first, the pain looks overwhelming, the betrayal, the heartbreak, the manipulation. It cuts deep. Chosen ones feel everything on a soul level, and their tears aren't just a release of emotion, they're part of a sacred cleansing, washing away illusions and breaking down everything that no longer serves their higher purpose. The world may look at their sadness and think they're defeated. The narcissist certainly thinks so, but what's actually happening is far more powerful, because in those quiet moments of pain, something begins to shift. The chosen one starts to reflect, and in that reflection, they find clarity. They begin to see the truth, not just about the people who hurt them, but about themselves. They recognize their strength, their light, and their worth. They start asking the right questions. Why did I tolerate this? What am I meant for? Who am I becoming? And slowly, the answers begin to change everything. This is the rise of the phoenix, the moment when the pain becomes fuel. The chosen one stops focusing on the hurt and starts focusing on their growth. They let go of the need for validation. They stop seeking apologies they'll never get. They detach from the people and situations that kept them small. And as they do this, their energy shifts. They become lighter, freer, more powerful. But the real magic happens when they start building. With every lesson learned, they grow. They create boundaries without fear. They pursue their dreams with new confidence. Their voice becomes stronger, their vision clearer. And the same people who once underestimated them watch in shock as the chosen one becomes someone they no longer recognize, someone unstoppable. The narcissist who once fed on their pain is left powerless. They expected the chosen one to stay broken, to remain in the cycle of doubt and fear. But the phoenix doesn't stay in the ashes. It uses that fire to rise higher than ever before. And when a chosen one elevates, they don't just heal, they transform into the most authentic, powerful version of themselves. This is why you should never count a chosen one out. Their comeback isn't just a return, it's a rebirth. And when they rise beyond recognition. When a chosen one cries, it's not just an expression of pain, it's a reflection. Those tears become a mirror, and what's reflected back is something a narcissist can't stand to face, their own true nature. This is the moment when the mask slips, when the narcissist's carefully built illusion begins to crack. Because while they see themselves as powerful and in control, a chosen one's pain exposes their greatest weakness, their fear of being seen for who they really are. Narcissists thrive on control and manipulation, They feed off the emotions of others using pain and confusion to maintain their sense of superiority. But when a chosen one cries, it's not the kind of reaction they expect. These aren't the tears of someone who's weak. They're the tears of someone who feels deeply, who loves fiercely, and who has the courage to be vulnerable. And that vulnerability does something the narcissist never anticipated. It reflects their own emptiness. In those tears, the narcissist sees everything they lack: empathy, authenticity, and depth. The chosen one's pain becomes a silent accusation, zrenia, highlighting the narcissist's inability to connect in a real, meaningful way. And this is terrifying for them. Narcissists spend their lives building walls around their insecurities, hiding their fears behind arrogance and control. But when faced with the raw emotion of a chosen one, those walls start to crumble. This is the mirror effect. The more the chosen one expresses their genuine emotions, the more the narcissist's true nature is revealed. They see their own cruelty reflected back at them, their own fear of being unloved and unworthy. And instead of feeling powerful, they feel exposed. But here's the twist. While the narcissist becomes weaker, the chosen one becomes stronger. Those tears aren't a sign of defeat. They're the beginning of healing. And as the chosen one rises, the narcissist is left facing the one thing they fear most, their own reflection. When a chosen one is wounded, it's easy for others, especially narcissists, to mistake their pain for weakness. They see the tears, the silence, the heartbreak, and they assume the chosen one has been defeated. But what they don't realize is that this low point is not the end. It's the beginning of something powerful, a transformation that turns pain into an unstoppable force. A wounded chosen one is dangerous in the most beautiful way. Their pain doesn't break them, it builds them. Every betrayal becomes a lesson. Every tear waters the seeds of growth. And while the world watches, thinking they've been shattered, something extraordinary is happening beneath the surface. The chosen one is gathering strength, not just to heal, but to rise higher than ever before. It's in their lowest moments that a chosen one finds their true power. When everything falls apart, they are forced to look within. They confront their fears, their doubts, and their insecurities. And instead of running from the pain, they face it head-on. This courage is what sets them apart. They don't just survive hardship, they are transformed by it. What emerges from this process is a version of the chosen one that no one saw coming. They become wiser, more resilient, and more focused. The things that once hurt them lose their power. The people who tried to break them no longer have a hold, and the light that the world tried to dim shines brighter than ever before. Never underestimate a wounded chosen one. Their comeback isn't just a return, it's a rebirth. And when they rise from their lowest point, they do so with a strength and clarity that changes everything. Those who thought they had won are left in shock, because a chosen one's rise is always more powerful than their fall. There comes a day when the tables turn, and when it happens, the narcissist never sees it coming. For so long they believed they had control. They fed off the chosen one's kindness, took advantage of their empathy, and mistook their patience for weakness. But the day a chosen one makes their comeback is the day the narcissist regrets everything. And that regret hits like a storm they can't escape. At first, the narcissist feels victorious. They see the chosen one hurting and think they've won. They think the tears, the silence, and the withdrawal mean the chosen one has been defeated. But what they don't realize is that those moments of pain are not the end. They're the beginning of something extraordinary. Behind closed doors, the chosen one isn't just healing, they're transforming. The pain becomes a catalyst. Every betrayal, every insult, every manipulation fuels their growth. The chosen one starts to shed everything that no longer serves them: including the narcissist. They stop seeking validation from those who never valued them. They stop explaining themselves to people committed to misunderstanding them. And most importantly, they stop giving their light to those who only wanted to dim it. As the chosen one rebuilds, the shift is subtle at first. They become quieter, more focused. They start investing in their own growth, rediscovering their passions and reconnecting with their purpose. And then one day, the shift becomes impossible to ignore. The chosen one emerges from the ashes of their pain, stronger and more radiant than ever before. When the narcissist sees this transformation, the regret begins. They never expected the chosen one to rise, certainly not like this. They never thought the person they tried to break would become untouchable, but the chosen one's comeback is not just a return to who they were, it's an evolution into someone wiser, more powerful, and completely out of the narcissist's reach. Suddenly the games no longer work. The manipulation falls flat. The narcissist's presence is met with indifference, their words with silence. And nothing terrifies a narcissist more than losing control. They realize too late that in trying to destroy the chosen one, they only made them stronger. The regret deepens when they see the life the chosen one begins to build. New opportunities, meaningful relationships, and a sense of peace that the narcissist can't disrupt. They watch from the sidelines as the chosen one thrives, knowing they played no part in this success, and knowing they'll never again have access to the light they once tried to extinguish. But the hardest pill to swallow is this: the chosen one's comeback makes it clear that the narcissist was never needed. The love, support, and energy they drained were given freely, and once taken away, the narcissist is left empty. They realize the person they took for granted was the very person who made their life feel meaningful, and now that person is gone, rising far beyond their reach. This is why you should never underestimate a chosen one's comeback. It's not just a return, it's a rise so powerful it leaves those who underestimated them in shock and disbelief. And when that day comes, the narcissist's regret will be the heaviest burden they've ever carried. When a narcissist hurts a chosen one, they think they're getting away with it. They lie, manipulate, and betray without a second thought, believing their actions have no consequences. But what they don't know is this: the universe is always watching. And when you harm someone with a divine purpose, that pain doesn't just disappear. It comes back, stronger than ever. This is the spiritual backlash, and it's the reason why the pain a narcissist inflicts on a chosen one always returns to them tenfold. At first, everything seems fine. The narcissist feels powerful. They see the chosen one broken, crying and struggling, and they think they've won. They feed off that pain, using it to boost their fragile ego. But what they don't realize is that the chosen one's pain is not just emotional, it's transformative. And when you push someone with a divine calling to their breaking point, you're not just hurting them, you're awakening something far greater. The chosen one's tears are never wasted. Every heartbreak becomes a lesson, every betrayal becomes fuel for growth. And while the narcissist celebrates their so-called victory, the chosen one is quietly rising. They are healing, evolving, and aligning with their true purpose. And with that alignment comes protection, spiritual forces that surround them, ready to restore balance. This is when the backlash begins. The narcissist starts to feel it in small ways at first. A streak of bad luck, opportunities slipping away, relationships falling apart. The same chaos they brought into the chosen one's life begins to mirror back into their own. It's not coincidence, it's karma, and it's only the beginning. As the chosen one grows stronger, the energy shifts. The narcissist's manipulation no longer works. Their presence is met with indifference, and the more they try to hold on, the more they lose. But the real blow comes when they realize they've lost access to the very light they tried to destroy. The love, kindness, and empathy they once fed on are gone, and without it, their emptiness becomes unbearable. But the backlash doesn't stop there. The pain they caused begins to manifest in their own life, amplified and unavoidable. The lies they told start to unravel. The people they manipulated see the truth. And the narcissist, who once felt invincible, finds themselves isolated and exposed. This is the price of hurting a chosen one. When you attack someone who carries divine light, you're not just fighting them, you're fighting the forces that protect them, and those forces always strike back. The pain returns, multiplied, until the narcissist has no choice but to face the damage they've done. In the end, the chosen one's rise is inevitable. They don't just survive, they thrive. And as they step into their power, the narcissist is left with nothing but regret and the consequences of their own actions. This is the spiritual backlash. A reminder that when you hurt a chosen one, you only end up hurting yourself more. There comes a moment when everything changes, and the narcissist never sees it coming. At first, they feel powerful, feeding off the pain they've caused. They thrive on the tears of the chosen one, mistaking their kindness for weakness and their compassion for control. But when the chosen one stops crying, the game changes, and that's when the tables turn. The chosen one's tears aren't just a sign of pain. They're part of their transformation. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, and every moment of manipulation is shaping them. While the narcissist thinks they're breaking the chosen one, they're actually pushing them toward their awakening. And once that awakening begins, there's no stopping it. When the tears dry up, so does the narcissist's power. The chosen one no longer reacts. The emotional supply the narcissist fed on disappears. Suddenly the insults don't sting, the manipulation falls flat, and the gaslighting loses its effect. The silence that follows isn't defeat. It's preparation. The chosen one is stepping back, not because they're weak, but because they're gathering their strength. This is the turning point. The chosen one starts to see through the lies. They recognize the cycles of abuse and refuse to participate. They stop seeking validation from someone committed to misunderstanding them. They stop explaining themselves to people who never really listened. And most importantly, they stop giving their energy to someone who only wanted to drain it. The shift is subtle at first. The chosen one becomes more focused, more grounded. They start setting boundaries and protecting their peace. And then one day, the shift becomes impossible to ignore. The chosen one stands in their power, no longer afraid, no longer broken. They reclaim their light. And that's when the narcissist realizes they've lost control. The game changes because the chosen one no longer plays by the narcissist's rules. They stop engaging in the drama, refusing to be baited by guilt trips or gaslighting. They choose peace over chaos, growth over stagnation, and self-love over toxic attachment. And nothing terrifies a narcissist more than losing control over someone they thought would never leave. But the real power shift happens when the chosen one starts thriving. The same person the narcissist tried to break becomes stronger, wiser, and more radiant than ever before. Opportunities start flowing, relationships improve, and the chosen one steps fully into their purpose. And the narcissist, they're left watching from the sidelines, filled with regret and disbelief. The tables have turned. The chosen one's pain has become their power. And when they stop crying, the narcissist loses the one thing they feared most: control. The journey of a chosen one is never easy, but it's powerful. When a narcissist inflicts pain on a chosen one, they think they're breaking them. They believe the tears they cause are a sign of defeat, but they couldn't be more wrong. Those tears are not just expressions of sadness. They're the first step of transformation. A chosen one's pain doesn't weaken them. It awakens something unstoppable. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, and every moment of despair becomes fuel for their rise. When the chosen one finally stops crying, the entire game changes. The light inside them, once dimmed, becomes blinding. Their strength becomes undeniable, and their purpose becomes clearer than ever. And as they rise, the same energy the narcissist used to break them comes back tenfold. It's a spiritual backlash, a karmic response the narcissist never saw coming. In the end, the chosen one's comeback isn't just about healing, it's about elevation. They don't just recover, they transform into a version of themselves that's wiser, stronger, and untouchable. The same people who tried to destroy them are left in shock and disbelief, watching as the chosen one becomes everything they feared: powerful, unstoppable, and free. So if you're a chosen one who's been hurt, know this: your tears are not your end. They're your beginning. And when you rise, the world will see a strength they never expected. The pain you endured will become your greatest power, and your comeback will leave everyone speechless. If you're a chosen one who's been pushed to the edge, let this be your reminder. Your pain has a purpose. Every tear you've cried, every betrayal you've endured, and every time someone tried to break your spirit, it wasn't for nothing. The world may not always understand your heart, and narcissists may try to dim your light because they fear its power. But remember this: the light inside you can never be extinguished. When you finally stop crying, when you wipe those tears and stand up, everything changes. That's the moment your true strength awakens. You don't just bounce back, you rise higher than ever before. The pain you thought would destroy you becomes the fire that fuels your transformation. And when you step into your power, there is no force on earth that can stop you. The people who underestimated you, who tried to break you, will be left in disbelief. Because chosen ones don't stay broken. We don't stay down. We rise, wiser, stronger, and more unstoppable than ever. Your comeback will be a testimony of resilience and faith. It will inspire others and remind the world that light always wins over darkness. So hold your head high. Know that your journey has prepared you for something greater. The storm you're facing today is shaping you into the warrior you're destined to become. And when you rise, and you will rise, your strength, grace, and power will leave everyone speechless. This is your time. Let the world see what happens when a chosen one steps into their destiny.